District Attorney's Office is applying for a $30,000 grant through Penn DOT for the impaired driving grant. This is a grant we've applied for and successfully received in previous years. This grant is used for DUI enforcement in the form of DUI checkpoints, roving patrols, and it also is used for cops and shops enforcement, which is enforcement based on underage drinking, and to adults who provide alcohol to underage persons attempting to obtain alcohol. The grant runs for 1 year. The very last page has a breakdown of a brief budget summary, which I can go over very quickly. Item 1 is $4,300 for salaries and wages for the project coordinator, who is Jen Brown, who's my executive assistant in the office, and myself would be the project director. There's budget for travel, which is a conference which is required to be attended by all persons who are involved in this grant. They have an annual conference which they provide legal updates and guidelines on best practices to operate these types of functions, and that's funded through the grant. Contractual services of $1,750, which is for a phlebotomist, and to back pay an EMA dispatcher, which is used to support when we do operations, to not burden the existing dispatchers when we're working. Equipment and repair of equipment, which is $3,400. There's 2 vehicles and a trailer which are used to support this initiative, and also to obtain safety equipment such as vests and cones and lights, flares, electronic flares, that type of thing, and $18,900 for reimbursement for overtime for officers and deputy sheriffs who are now participating in checkpoints to allow us to properly conduct them. We've had some trouble in the past getting manpower for the static checkpoint, which is a fixed checkpoint, and fortunately we have some deputy sheriffs who have received the checkpoint training, and Sheriff Klingler has allowed his deputies to participate, and in fact we have a checkpoint coming up this weekend, and several sheriffs are participating in it, which is allowing us to do it. They don't participate in the enforcement end. They're more of the support and security of the scene, but without their participation, this wouldn't be happening this weekend.
Is the area of the county a secret?
It is not something that's announced till that particular night.
Mm-hmm.
But the area is chosen based on accident information, previous DUI enforcement information, information obtained from the locality, the local municipality where it's occurring, mm-hmm. and the experience of previous grants and the success or the successful operation of having them in that location. And things like officer safety, have to be involved too. You clearly don't hold it on a curb or someplace where the drivers approaching might be at risk, or the officers who are at the scene. Okay.
It's nice to hear again our sheriff and the cooperative effort between the departments. I appreciate that effort as well.
He employs some retired police officers, so it makes sense to utilize their experience and training they've received in their other jobs when we're in need of manpower. So it's a good example of cooperation.
Very good. Do we have a motion to approve the grant?
Also moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to approve the application for the impaired driver grant. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The grant is approved, sir.